Welcome back.
Wee.
Wee.
We're on episode 34.
34. Yeah.
It's like slowly becoming me on this podcast.
Why?
With the inflation of voice and stuff. It's
Yeah,
like,
because when I do things my way, they're like, "Oh, I hate it. It's so gross." So then I'm like, "Fine, let me just become you."
Yeah,
and
I'm
maybe
fun.
no.
I'm so cute.
Our like chemistry works because like I fight it, revolt, hand up, fist up.
We're like the same person. We've established this like
Yeah.
20 episodes ago.
Yeah, it's a problem sometimes.
We're also Aquarians, born 4 days apart.
You know, the other day I was actually thinking, I didn't tell you this, but I was thinking that it almost is bad that we have our birthdays
Because
together.
everything happens together.
Yeah, no, and like right now I'm feeling such a low because there's nothing to really celebrate.
I mean, our anniversary of dating comes in June.
Yeah,
Which we did
Yeah.
celebrate, and
And
which we
then-
always do.
yeah, and then there's like a lull until like, and then all the like cultural things come up like Rakhi and Diwali and all these
Diwali.
things. So then all of that starts, but like there is really like it's really sad, at least in India and most of the world actually, that like the summertime is the time that if you don't have a chutti planned, you're really just like working.
I mean, in India, yeah, we don't get any holidays.
Nowhere
during
do you get holidays.
I mean, they have that 4th of July
in one country.
weekend in America.
One country has that, and it's one day off.
Yeah, but it's always a weekend.
No, they make it into a weekend.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a different thing.
I mean, that reel's been trending where it's like take just one holiday in
Yeah.
September or something, and it's basically like you have Saturday, Sunday, Monday's a holiday for like Gandhi Jayanti, and then you take
October,
Tuesday off,
yeah.
and then I think the 3rd is also a holiday or something like that.
But October is too far. Babe, I'm talking about like June, July, August. There's nothing.
I mean, honestly, there's been nothing since like March.
Holi was March.
Yeah.
It's pretty sad. Like,
yeah, I don't even remember. Actually, I don't know what we did in Holi.
I kind of want to take a chutti, but I'm also like, why?
I want to take chutti.
I know. I do too, but like I'm just like, why and when, and there's so many other things happening, and
yeah. I honestly just want a break, which we've been taking honestly, and we've been getting, and I've really had for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Just mentally, because my mom's not around. But I just want a mental like break from all the house planning, wedding planning, work.
Yeah.
Social life.
Honestly, the only thing that has switched off is probably the wedding planning for you. Yeah. And even that, like, we did a bunch of things in the first week for me.
Yeah.
So we got 2 out of 3 of my outfits done and sorted with. So I'm really excited about that. We do have the main outfit that we haven't locked on, but ho jayega.
Send some wedding inspo to
Archit. Send me some wedding inspo. I don't know what to wear. I'm not a very big like sherwani guy, just because my legs are a little longer than my torso, and by little I mean like actually pretty long, and it's a problem because like sherwanis tend to like cover your legs as well as your torso, so I feel like shorter in them, so something else. And then things have to be
silly logic.
It isn't. It
like
isn't.
I thought when you said that, I thought your logic would be like it's not wearable. Because that's my logic. Like, I feel like people don't wear sherwanis other than, like, if it's their wedding.
That's a different thing altogether. I honestly don't care as much about that than you do. Like,
I only care about wearability.
Yeah, wearability is not a big concern for me. Like, nahi hoga, use nahi hoga, ho gaya to ho gaya, it's fine.
Bratty behavior.
Single child behavior.
Bratty behavior. No. Single child equals brat.
But honestly, you have said this so many times that I'm not really a single child.
Yeah,
like, I don't have.
You are a brat, and then you called yourself a single child.
Yeah, I called myself a single child because I'm not like a very like, oh, let's reuse everything in the 8 different ways kind of a thing. Like, it's not my first priority. Is like, let's look at the utility value. I'm always like that for lots of other things. Just like for something like, okay, sherwani, now for something as specific as wedding clothing that has to be good, it has to be better than something else, it has to be heavy, it has to be light, it also has to have this material and that material, then you can't have like, oh, iski ab utility factor bhi nikalo. वो नहीं होता है. एक दो चीजें compromise कहते हैं.
I have managed manage to do it all.
Yeah,
I don't do compromise.
Yeah, Natasha. Yeah, but then you also know how much you went through to do all those things, and like, no.
Yeah, just fights. But like, I've been stuck on that one outfit.
Yeah,
Actually, 2 outfits I selected long back,
Yeah.
and I've managed to do those.
it's okay.
And the third one also I picked like months ago. So.
I'm okay not having everything in each outfit.
Whatever. Anyway, send him wedding inspo.
Goldilocks.
We're also doing.
That's what she's. I'm changing Natasha's name to Goldilocks. Short Goldie.
I want to do an episode on. I don't know what I was watching the other day. Maybe you and I were watching it together. It was about like. No, I was watching it alone. I was telling you I was watching that movie with Ben Stiller and like Adam Driver and stuff. And Ben Stiller and his wife, their friends have just had a child and they're trying to remember like children's books.
Yeah.
And then they just can't remember anything. And I was like, neither can I. And it's not like I'm having a child.
Yeah,
but like I just don't fucking remember anything.
Oh man. We should do a definite like nostalgia trip. Like an episode on like childhood books or something. Yeah. I don't know how much you read though as a child.
Hello.
You don't read much as an adult.
You don't read either.
I know.
So then?
I don't know how many.
What is this condescending to
I just don't know how many books you've read as a child. I haven't. That's what I'm telling you.
So then say it for yourself.
It won't be substantive, is what I'm trying to say. Acha, theek hai. Anyway, so updates.
I'm
do you
so
have
sick of this behavior.
Do you have any updates? Do you have any updates?
No.
For this week?
No.
No, nothing.
What updates?
We went on war this week.
On war?
Yeah, we went and fought a big brand.
Alright. I mean,
that happened this week.
That's on my update. And
Come on, you wrote the post.
Everybody who listens to the podcast has obviously seen whatever went down on Instagram.
That was so much stress, guys. Context. Context. I can't give you much because that problem kind of has been resolved. But basically, a big brand hadn't paid me for 4 months, and Natasha. And this was one of those accounts that Natasha didn't handle. I handled.
I don't know why.
Yeah, and if it had been with Natasha,
I actually had handled it at the start.
Yeah.
And then Archit was like, no, let's be nice.
Yeah. So there were 2 POCs. One of the POCs I knew, one of the POCs I didn't know. So the POC I didn't know, I let Natasha handle her. And then
Natasha had a fight with her.
Yeah. But things went well. And then with me, I just did a very like passive, hi, hello, sweet things. And then nothing came out of it. So then I had to go on an offensive. Long story short, I called them out on social media, and the payment that they didn't do for about 40 days got cleared.
Not 40 days, 4 months.
4 months, yeah. 4 months got cleared in 45 minutes.
Yay.
So that was fun. Fun as in it was pretty stressful, but yeah, we glad.
I just loves to talk about it.
I'm really like happy about it, honestly. Like I shouldn't be, but I am. I'm wary about it.
I keep trying to like infiltrate Archit's like nice, sweet, like non-violent mind.
Yeah.
With my thoughts of like jagda.
Yeah, it is true. That does happen.
Yeah.
And the more and more she says something, I'm always like, whenever she's like, oh, fight with someone or something like, like assert yourself is really what she's trying to say. Of course, she can't say it in those words because Punjab comes in the front of it. So she always says these things, and I'm like, no, and then we get like. We don't need to fight, but we're just like...
I just get irritated. Because I'm like, then don't complain.
Yeah, and then...
Right? Like,
then it stews.
My biggest problem, and this happens with everyone, is that like, you're asking me for help.
Yeah.
I'm telling you how to fucking like deal with this issue. And then you don't want to listen to me. Then don't fucking ask.
Yeah, that's fine.
Shout out to all my girlfriends.
That's fine. And so
and
I'm
I
like...
feel the same with Archit.
Yeah, and then when that happens with me, either I like take her thought or I don't. And it's pretty split, honestly. But then there are some times, and a lot of times actually, that whatever she says, it like stews in my head. And then it helps in like generating that anger. So then I'll like call her and be like, yo, I'm pissed now. Like, so that does happen. But like, even then, like, me just saying I'm pissed to her and she's saying, cool, that's
I'm like the hype squad of all the NBA teams.
And then the moment I say it, I'm like, okay, I'm done now. Like, so then she has to like retain it and like, coax it out a little bit.
Yeah.
But I mean,
the thing, like, I know it seems aggressive, but like, you can't let the world just walk over
Yeah.
you and like take you for a ride, and sometimes you just have to be like this. And I think a big reason as to why I am like this is just because my work has been like this, where like at least earlier when I was shooting and stuff, there was like crazy like gender disparity of like producer तो लड़की है उनकी बात नहीं माननी, like DOP आदमी है उससे बात कर लेंगे, even if the DOP doesn't have anything to do with whatever is being done on set or whatever, right? So like I've had to have that like hard ass persona, and that's why it kind of like channels into your work as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, it's a good thing. I mean, we're like yin and yang that way. I think we like balance each other out. I was telling someone the other day as well, like as a couple, you know, because of the way that we are, we leave the other person feeling like they've had a good experience, and it's not one or the other. It's not either too nice or too mean.
Yeah. We're basically good cop, bad cop all the time.
Yeah. Like she'll scream at someone, I'm like, "Aap kaise bhaiya?" You know, like, so like there is like a little bit of that.
Like, okay, last example that I'm done because we've been going on for a while now. We're basically getting our flooring done in the house, and we paid this guy his advance like 2 months back. I think like peak of the summer, I'd gone one day to Sikandarpur to like again argue with him, be like, "Kam karo paisa." Anyway. So,
and also we paid him in advance because the fucking flooring guys never have enough mal for anything. You fall in love with one thing, and then
the thing is like I don't know why, like which house is getting different flooring in every room.
Yeah.
Right? Like we asked for 600 square feet, but that's a regular fucking amount to get done. And so small house, like imagine a big house, they'd need that much for like one room. So anyway, so we had to pay him in advance because that was the only way to get him to like stock everything. So whatever, and then the reason it hasn't been done for 2 months is because we're waiting for other things to get done in the house, and then call him. And now this guy started installing on like Friday, and then he took Monday off, and then today I think they're completing it. And Archit's like, I must pay him the full amount right now. I must pay him. I must. And I'm like, Archit, he's coming and doing the work for you. Let him come and take the money from you. Why do you have to go to his shop and like, give him the money? And Archit's like calling him up. Sir, मैं कल आ जाऊँगा आपको पैसे देना. This guy hasn't said a word.
He doesn't care. He's kind of chill. I actually went today to the shop.
And it was shut. Archit's just such a bhola bachcha sometimes.
Walked all the way to his shop.
But yeah, anyway, now that we're on the topic of the house, and big steps, in the future, we were thinking, and you know, listeners, viewers, this podcast is obviously fully unscripted, but a lot of times we do come up with topics beforehand. Yeah, because otherwise, sometimes we just sit silently, like, oh, yeah. Though, like. In our relationship, we're never sitting silently because I'm always yapping away.
That's not true. I also yap, okay?
Not so much.
I yap, she just shuts me up. That's
not true. He's always on his phone. Anyway, so today we thought we'll talk about like a combined bucket list for us. Yeah. For the next like year together. I mean, like not starting now, technically, right?
Yeah,
like,
post-marriage.
Post-marriage.
Our first year
as a married couple. And we thought we'll discuss like things on it. And what did you say? 4 things? 5 things?
Yeah, I mean we can think of I think 3 to 4 things is probably
let's do 3. Let's not be greedy.
Yeah, and then one thing I was thinking we can do like one is like an item, just because like sometimes there are things that you would want to buy.
But the item can be a part of the 3 also.
Exactly, I'm saying that could be one of them.
Okay.
But it doesn't mean that all 3 like we want TV, we want fridge. No, none of those things.
We've already got the TV.
Yeah, we got the TV.
Mr. Arju really wanted some TV, so we got it.
Yeah.
Actually, he was torn between 2, but we went for technology or aesthetic.
Though the aesthetic look good.
The aesthetic wouldn't have worked in the space where a TV is coming. But anyway,
I like how diplomatic you are.
That's for another day. Yeah. Cool. You have anything in mind? We'll obviously debate this whole podcast.
Right. So I think one thing like a bucket list for the first year for us. My thing would be this is so like mundane and but like creating a meal plan.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, food. Yeah. We need to come up with a meal plan. Yeah, I think that's the most important one actually. Because it's
too easy. It's too
convenient.
Yeah.
To just like I'm sipping on gotti right now. Why? Just like Tuesday blues.
Yeah.
Let's get some fucking bubble
Period
tea.
blues.
Yeah, actually, I think it's my period, but
And then because she's drinking, I am also drinking. Like it's one of those things that like cascades.
The thing is, like between the two of us, I'm a lot more
frugal.
Sure, frugal one, but like two is also I'm a lot more like I have more willpower to not order out all the time. Archit eats like 4 meals of dinner out, like he'll order in. Yeah. Just because the food at your house is boring and you want to order. Like you're like that, I'm not like that.
Yeah, for me like the cop out is easier.
Yeah, like I'm like.
But like I'm not the kinds who like does like delivery as if it's like a dawat, like I don't like, okay, today I will have Thai and tomorrow I will have sushi and 3 times I'll have that. Like I'm just like, oh, I know I want to have like something protein rich and healthy, relatively healthy, so I'll just eat the same thing again.
I think it's also just a difference in household. Like for me, it's like for our house, it's like that, where it's like, oh, let's order like sushi today. Yeah. It's not like let's casually order a sandwich.
Yeah.
As
so
much as I love
I'll
that.
do Subway, man. Like I'll just order Subway and I'll order one sub and eat it and everything and it'll be fine.
You could have continued to talk. Sorry, I got a text.
We're on video also, no?
It's alright. People can see that I'll get a text. I'm a human being.
Tajinder.
I had ordered some shoes and then they broke and then I had to return them.
What?
Remember the shoes at the wedding?
Yeah.
So I told them, I was like, bro, it came off. What the fuck? But she was really nice about the founder herself, reached out to me.
So then, okay, so we're sorted with the first
I think
one.
meal planning, one. Also, like the two of us have a tendency to fucking gain weight like this.
Yeah.
And I don't want that to be the rest of our lives. So that's something we'll obviously have to be really careful
and like
of.
sustaining it is important. I mean, I'm already in love with like Natasha's cook that comes, so I'm already like seeding the idea with their family that he's gonna come start working for us.
The thing is, like, I know the new house is not so far from this house, but it's still far.
No man, he'll come.
It takes us 10 minutes.
He comes on a cycle. You saw him the other day yesterday in the morning, in the afternoon. He was at Cross
I know
Point.
He comes on a cycle, but it's still far.
He will come 100%.
He also, poor guy. My mom's friend really liked his food, so she hired him. So he actually goes to her house at 6 a.m. and makes khana for the day.
I mean,
like, I feel so bad.
That's his job, babe. Come on.
I feel so bad.
I mean, it's okay. Like he doesn't do like late nights also. No, like a lot of work is late night. His work is on. Anyway, so food is one. I think food is an important one to figure. Already Nani's old cook and maid and everyone's really excited to work. They've already approached me. So there is an opportunity for some of those people to come.
Yeah, but it lost it.
Yeah. None of them know.
Obviously, Archit was a joke.
It's just pure.
No, wait, I was still saying something though. Right now, Archit's been doing IF and it pisses the shit out of me because like I'm a breakfast gal.
Yeah.
When we're living together, I'm really praying that you get off of IF because I don't want to eat food alone. It's really sad.
Oh, I don't know. Let's see how it
Deal breaker.
No, baby, it's not that. It really helps. It genuinely
just shut your mouth.
It helps me, so it's okay. We'll see.
Okay.
If not dinner, then I'll have to miss something else. I'll figure that.
Not dinner, breakfast. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Just eat smaller portions.
That's also a lie. The breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
It just gives you energy, Archit.
Breakfast is the most important meal of the day is actually an advertising campaign by Kellogg's.
Good job, Kellogg's. Like doctors say that shit.
Doctors also are bought by
better than
Kellogg's.
censored.
Anyway, so there is that.
Okay.
Then what's
cool deal? Deal on the first one. Shake my hand.
Meal planning.
Yeah.
Yeah, not me leaving IF.
Shake my hand. Meal planning and leaving IF.
No.
Okay, cool.
Then
Second,
next.
a purchase.
Oh, purchase.
I'm trying to make you think the same thing.
Man, the one purchase that I think we'll need to have, I don't think will happen next year.
Are you thinking of a need to have, or are you? Don't say color.
Yeah.
Okay, no.
Yeah.
Are you saying it's a need or is it a want? I'm doing color.
I was thinking need, honestly, because those are the bigger purchases.
Where's uncle?
I'm sorry, but like these things like freak me out because like the other thing.
Okay.
Wait, I do want to set
My car
context.
is 5 years old and Archit's car is 3 years old and we don't need new cars.
We don't need. That's what I said. I exactly said that. I was like, the only big purchase I can think of is something that we don't need. which is how you came up to need and want. The the thing is that like I really like want us to be like financially like independent, and honestly like you listener will know how hard that is.
And viewer.
Listener and viewer, of course. I'm not denying that. Yes, you know how hard that is in today's economy. Like none of us are like millennials who are now like getting married and either graduating and things like that. Your first salary, your first 5 years of salaries will not sustain you completely. You will need support. And yes, there's a sense of privilege with that. That being said, there's somewhat of like a sense of freedom and responsibility and pride that comes with just being financially independent.
Yeah.
It's not like we will starve ourselves. If we need money, we can always ask for it, but we shouldn't get to that point, and we should be cognizant of why we're getting there, right? Like, yeah, if like tomorrow Natasha breaks a leg, hopefully not, or if I...
What the fuck? Why am I being targeted?
Okay, if Archit breaks a leg...
Yeah, please! Unreal. I'm so pissed. Do tutu. Third time also. I can't believe this guy. I need a break.
I was trying to get to...
I need a break.
I'm trying to be emotional here, but okay.
Please don't talk shit about my health, okay?
Khuda na khasta kuch ho jaye hame.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, so...
Even though, thank you, Gartner, I have insurance.
Yeah, she has more insurance than I do. And I will in the future. So anyway, so regarding that, I think that it's important for us to like get there eventually. And the earlier we get there, the better we are for the future.
I mean, okay, honestly, you are already there. I am partly there. And don't you have to exclude like affording a wedding, affording a house together. Those are things we can't afford.
Yeah,
let's
exactly.
be honest. Archit is very fucking independent. You do your shit on your own. You don't fucking ask for money ever. I rarely ask for money. Like once in 4 months, I will need some money. And of course, like, yes, coming back to me being a little frugal, I am, because I'm just a little more mindful of how much I can afford and the money that I make.
Yeah.
As opposed to you who makes more money.
Yeah.
And you are also like, you do tend to have these like random things you want to buy or buy for me.
Yeah.
And you do end up splurging and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So like, fair. And
I
I know that this is going to be something.
What's the big splurge I did recently?
He just bought me a fucking bag.
Okay, but like...
He bought me an iPad maze mein.
Last year.
Yeah, like...
With credit card points,
just
man. Like
how many points had you?
It was like literally 75% off because of that. I mean, I
still
spent all my points, but like
there you go.
Points are for what? Like
I don't know.
Keeping in a museum.
Spend them on yourself.
Exactly. But when I do that, then it becomes a splurge. Anyway, so yeah, and I think the one thing that we have to figure out is Natasha's like incessant need to like divide assets as if like, you know, she isn't getting any part of my money and she has all of my no money and all that. That's another like whole other.
That's an episode.
Financial planning is a good episode. We will do it. I think we'll have fun with it.
I'll be crying in one corner.
I think bucket list 2, something purchase. You decide you want.
I mean, I would want for
the house
for you.
Me?
I'm so selfless.
Oh, shut up.
I would want...
I'm getting a studio. I don't need anything else.
I would want for you to have a pizza
oven. Oh, that's easy. It's on our wedding list. Someone will get it
if somebody gets it.
Yeah.
Whatever. No, I think like a bucket list for the house, maybe for me. And this is not like one big purchase. Like I want my house to look our house to look a certain way. I feel like I would want to spend the rest of the year just trying to achieve that.
Okay. Spend on small things.
Yeah,
but like
just little things.
Things like, for the house to build it up a little bit.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, because then my bucket list item becomes like aesthetic of house.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. And like I think that's something that will always consistently grow.
I think we're really lucky to have had the privilege to get this house done the way we wanted to get done, because nobody does. Nobody our age is not spending on rent and like whatever. Like, sure, we will figure the rent situation out, but like we've gotten a house to ourselves. Most people don't even get that, actually. A lot of people just move in with like in-laws. Children. Yeah, exactly. And like I think we're really lucky that way, but like now that it is happening, I really want the house to look a certain way and be a certain way, and I want it to really like channel us as opposed to anybody else.
Right.
So I really do want it to like look a certain way, and like that gallery wall, and I'm like, where am I gonna get these like nice like antique looking frames and stuff? Like I do have a vision and I want to achieve that. So like I want to spend the year just doing that and like just building on that.
I also think like with you, just like I know how you're thinking, because now this gallery wall is stuck in your head. It will become such an important priority. It will almost be like I can't enter the house without this. Like
that's not true.
All I'm saying is like you like make sure that you have the necessities, and we've already bought a lot of things, and then eventually
anyway the gallery wall has to have pictures from our wedding
and our honeymoon
selfies.
No, you and me and play whatever.
We'll see. I mean, I'll obviously add to it, but my point is like I'm not gonna build it without like having the main pictures in mind.
Cool. So that is one. What's your third? Do you have a third?
You can go. We can debate. Let's say something controversial.
Controversial?
अभी तो बोला तूने मेरी टांग टूट जाएगी.
Bucket list. I don't know. Actually, I'm also thinking what else could be.
We can't just sit silently.
No, I know. So that's why I'm like, you should also be talking a little bit here. I mean, to buy is not there. Meal planning is definitely there. I think, honestly, like for us to like figure out our schedules and for us to like not get on each other's nerves and be happy. Right, like Natasha has
getting on Archit's
Natasha has lots of rules.
I think I again like I don't think this is not really a bucket list, but
no,
like,
I think
for me it would be like right now we live separately. I've seen you on a regular day just like fucking working non-stop, and I don't function like that. Like for me it's like 7 baj gaye cut off. Right, and then it's just like sit in front of a TV and just like chill. Like that's me. So adjusting to that is going to be very difficult because I know that you're still going to have to do that, like work after work.
Yeah, I'm stressed about that.
Yeah, and like I know that that's going to be challenging for us, and like maybe like you working will motivate me to help you do it as well. So like that eases things out and like things get done faster and stuff. But like I know that we'll have like our own teething period of like
I think
issues.
We'll have to like, especially for that specifically, we'll have to earmark days that are going to be busy days. And then days that we switch off. To be honest, I'm also switching off a bunch nowadays. Just so that I can get used to it. But then, like, recently I stayed over.
There's like guilt in his heart every time he doesn't do anything.
Recently I stayed over on a Saturday and all we did was watch movies. And
it's the best day.
The plan was originally to go lunch and then I leave and I was like, okay, like leave, and then I have like 4-5 hours to work and I'll go run and I had like a whole plan in my head.
And then my lunch got cancelled and we just stayed in.
We watched an entire show. Then we watched an entire show, entire Kajol trial, Good Wife copy, start to finish.
Not in one day, we did it the night before.
Yeah, 8 episodes we split across 2 days.
7 episodes.
My bad. My bad.
Maybe.
Including your pee breaks, it's an 8 episode, right? So
it was good, guys. You should watch it.
Yeah, watch it.
Too much Rona Dhona.
So I'm like, there are days that I've actually talked to Natasha and like I'd be low and she'd be like, why are you low? It's a weekend. What the fuck? I'm like, yeah, I just haven't done anything. Like I have nothing to like claim for the day. And
I think that's why your single child tendencies come in, because it's like it's your way of just keeping yourself busy. And for me, it's like TV is my best friend because my brother is annoying.
So I can't do that. Like that's going to be hard. I do think that there will be ways to like do that better. I can always sit next to the TV and do it. I also like I can't sit next to the TV and do it. Like I need like a desk. I need something stable to like put things on. Anyway, but we'll figure. But I think that's definitely one thing. Natasha also feels like I'm not very hygienic all the time, so I have to learn a lot of things from a hygiene perspective.
I'll try to be nice about it.
Our walls are white, and I'm really stressed about that.
He keeps touching the walls in my house.
I mean, like,
I'm gonna complain to mom. Just let her come back.
"Daag achhe hain" is the best tagline.
Okay, right now you have a problem with Kellogg's saying breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And now you're like, let's listen to Surf Excel.
Yeah, because breakfast is the most.
Okay.
Surf Excel's ad is emotional, whereas Kellogg's ad is trying to be scientific, and there's a difference in that.
Let's agree to disagree.
Yeah, fair.
Otherwise, I'm going to give you chimney.
Okay. So that I think that will be. I'm also going to be starting work where I'll have to go to office every day. So I have to figure out my schedule. I want to figure out health. Like, that's another thing. Like we both will have to figure out how to like take care of our own
like
personal
workout?
health. Yeah, workout or whatever we want to do.
Yeah.
How do we incorporate more of that in our lives? Because as we get older, like that fucking thing like creeps up. Like,
Yeah.
And
it's already creeped up on me. The second I turned 23.
No, I mean it's not just like things you can change whenever you want in life, but it just becomes harder and harder.
Yeah.
And therefore your motivation has to actually increase as compared to decrease, which is definitely not what happens when you try and do it.
Okay.
So that's really hard. So those things.
Why did you say decrease like that?
I don't know. But yeah, I think like my bucket list would be that the year goes by and we're just like really happy with each other. We want to live together more. We don't have to like have a giant intervention where we need to like discuss everything. I think some structure will help us with that, and communication. Like communication is really key.
Communication.
But yeah,
I'm so annoying right now. I just got really distracted and
bubble tea is getting to her. I think sugar rush is too high for her.
But yeah, I agree. I think like that's the most important. As long as we can just like talk it out, and it's not even you that's the problem with that. It's me and my like little anger, aggression that comes out when you do something that like ticks me off. Like I think that's something that we'll have to work on. But yeah, I'm really excited.
Me too.
Obviously, you have to be on
I'm so excited. I'm like both scared and excited.
I think I'm gonna be crying once a week because I'm gonna be missing my mom.
Yeah. That's gonna be.
But she's just 10 minutes away. Okay, this time my mom's been gone. She's been traveling for the last 2.5 weeks now. And like every time she travels, I fall really sick. And this time I fell sick before she left. So this time I've been doing amazingly well. I always cry.
Her mother also fell sick at the same time.
I don't always cry, but I will have this like one like burst of emotion when I'm like, I really miss my mom.
Yeah.
And then I just like, hi Ram, this girl, 27 years old, what's wrong with her? This time I've done really well.
Yeah, you have.
Can you say you're proud of me?
I am proud of you, but aren't you also proud of me because I also like try to fill all the gaps of like
by always being around.
By always trying to be around.
Like one day I was by myself all day. Like I didn't see my brother, and I didn't see Archit, and I was like, and Archit and I were on the phone. He's like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "I'm just feeling really low because I was just by myself, and like I don't like to be by myself."
It's so funny, like. It's just we're so different that way.
I'm a mama's girl.
It's just not that like Natasha doesn't do well with alone time, but
I can for a few hours,
right?
Or like for one day.
But like
but
okay, like that days. Going back to that Saturday where we just like watched TV. She could have done that alone, but she would be depressed if she was doing it alone. But because I was there, not even sitting next to her, because she was sitting on her lounger and I was sitting on the sofa behind her, and our hands were touching, it was fine. Like like. It's a very fascinating, I must say.
It's like my security blanket.
And I'm like, alone time.
Every time I'm at Archit's house for too long, you can just see that he's like, get out. Get out.
I never feel that.
It's because I'm always just talking. Like I don't let him have a moment to himself.
The thing is that like, especially when we're working, right? Like if we both have time to work, I'm always stressed because I have to try and fit in my work in the times that Natasha is busy. If I don't do that, and it's not Natasha's fault. If I don't do that, then Natasha will come and try and like converse and talk to me and all that. And I will so easily get distracted. I will forget my work. I will, even the to-do list, I'm like, kal ho jayega? Huh? Kal ho jayega? And nothing will happen. And it's the worst thing for me because like I'm so easily swayed away from things. Unless it's like calls and all where like I'm dependent on someone else. But if it's like things that I have to do myself, like, oh man.
Maybe one thing we can add to our list is you learning how to be as efficient as me.
No, it's not that. It's not that. It's not about efficiency. A lot of the work that I have is just like it'll take time.
Okay, hello, Mr. Never mind. I was like, I did a podcast.
No, it's not. It's see, those things are easier to do because there's a task associated with it. Like mine is like, oh, come on, think of like new content.
Yeah,
you know, like think of the story behind a blog post.
I understand that.
Those
like when I
things
was
just
at
fucking take
Mavericks, I used to
time.
fucking just hate just brainstorming by myself.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do with
So
that?
those things take time, and like ideas come wherever. I'd be like walking basin and I'll get an idea. I'd be like voice noting it down, and or like on a run, or like in the toilet, anywhere things will come. So
potty thoughts.
But those are things that come in isolation sometimes. And, yeah.
Potty thoughts. Anyway.
Okay, Natasha's sugar high is only going to go higher, and I'm going to excuse you from experiencing that.
Me.
All right. So see you guys. Hope you like the episode. Please follow us
at the episode.
At Natasha Ratti with two eyes. And at @Archit Lost. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye.
Oh, sorry. I have one last. If you made it this far, I was thinking maybe next episode we should ask the audience what they want us to talk about.
Yeah.
So if you're still here and listening, send us some suggestions. You can slide into Archit's DMs or my DMs, or we can put out a sticker on his stories. Yeah. But like, just DM us.
Or comment on YouTube, or
just do something. Just tell us, and
we look at everything.
We look at everything because there's not a lot to look at.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we thought maybe we can hear from you as to what you want us to talk about, or if you wanna, if you have a story you wanna share that we can share for you. But yeah, let us know.
Done?
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Do you want to think about one more time?
Bye.
Think. One more thing. Oh, one more thing. No?
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye.